Does it annoy you when I bang the camera at the beginning of the video? Does it annoy you? Does this annoy you? Does that annoy you? Does that annoy you? Tough. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Huh? Does it annoy you when I look away from the camera when I'm doing a video? I watch it back and I think that's quite distracting. Well, I've got to do it now because I've taken some notes here. So somebody's asked me about renewing power sources when dealing with narcissists, and where this came from is the Sam, let me get his name right, VaKnin, Sam VaKnin video. He's got a channel and a book all about narcissism. Apparently the book is very good. I've watched a few videos on the channel. I just watched this one now. I think it's very good. I think the information is, from what I've seen, is very good. The complaint that I've heard from a couple of people is it's a bit dry. The thing is, the way we're trained, if you study psychology at university, the way we're trained to confer information is supposed to be dry. It's a real shame. And it's one of the things that stopped me from getting into philosophy and politics. I was trying to, over the last few days, trying to educate myself about the philosophy of Aristotle, Socrates and Plato, and the videos are so fucking boring. Jesus, the voices, the delivery and everything is really dry. But I learned in the schools, like, this style is actually, do you want to be slightly patronised now? This was developed for 15 and 16 year olds. I'm only kidding, it's the principle, okay? Because if something is big and it's difficult, then it needs to be made interesting, it needs to have some flavour. As one of my clients said to me the other day, it needs to have some funk. If it doesn't have any funk, any smell, any flavour, then it's boring and it's hard to consume. And this is why Zizek is so important. People go, oh, he's popular and he uses pop culture references. Fuck him. You know, these stiff intellectuals in the philosophy community. And I'm like, but I can't consume, if I can't consume what he's saying, and he makes what he's saying consumable and understandable to me, then that's better, isn't it? You know, you want to make these things more kind of palatable from time to time. So, what Sam VaKnin was talking about in this video was basically, he was just saying that what some narcissists will do is they'll come back to old sources of supply, but in order to justify doing that, they have to re-idealize. This is a verb, I think that Sam VaKnin is sort of using in this context, or creating for this context, which makes sense, is there is a narrative inside the narcissist. The narcissist can't be wrong, okay? The narc is never wrong. So if the narcissist, if I'm a guy and you're my ex-girlfriend and I've gone, I'm sacking you off because you're a poor source of narcissistic supply, you're stupid, or you're boring, or whatever. And then I go out into the world and I go, oh, I can't get any other sources of narcissistic supply. Everybody else has really strong boundaries and they're just telling me to fuck off, or they're not interested in me. Then I have to come back to you, but I can't just come back to you and admit to myself, maybe I was wrong about this girl, or maybe I have to admit to myself that I can't get a narcissistic source anywhere else. I have to tell myself a story like, I'm doing you a favour. So that's re-idealising the relationship. Actually, Sam VaKnin didn't say this. I'm taking it to the next level. I'm using Sam VaKnin's theory and I'm going to take it to the next level. So the narcissist would re-idealise you. He'd say, well, maybe, as Sam VaKnin put it, say that you're stupid and gullible and that's why I left you. Well, then in order to come back, I'd say, well, actually, you're naive and have a philosophical approach to life that makes you interesting and unique. That's re-idealising you. To re-idealise the relationship, I wouldn't tell myself I'm a fucking narcissist and I need you to feel good about myself. I would say, this girl needs me, I should go back to her because it does her a favour, or whatever, some bullshit story of the mind in the head, right? So, the narc, this is a bad relationship. If you're in this position, then you're in a bad place, because the narcissist is only using you as an old source. Ooh, you're not just a source of his narcissistic supply, you're an old source. Ooh, he wants to be an old source of narcissistic supply because he can't get anybody else. Oh, that's disgusting. But ironically and synchronistically, perhaps, I just released a video earlier today describing how an ex-girlfriend of mine does that to me. And no, she's not genuinely interested in seeing me. She's just using me because she knows if we meet up in a cafe, I will sit there and go into counsellor mode and listen to her talk ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. It's Latin. It means until sickness, until I feel sick of hearing her fucking voice, literally nauseum, nausea, about herself and how tough her life is. This kid is rich. She's a little rich kid. She's a local celebrity. Oh, my life is so hard. The horse that mummy bought for me is sick, or some fucking nonsense like that, which is why I avoid hanging out with her, because I don't like being used as somebody else's emotional dildo. You know, if you want to be wanking your ego, you can find an emotional dildo elsewhere. Thank you. So he's recycling you. Your ex-boyfriend is recycling you as an old source, and only because he's desperate. So you have to, it's harsh, it sucks, it hurts, but you've really got to deal with the painful, bitter reality of this. Cry, scream, get angry, feel all the sadness, feel all the anger, feel all the hurt, and then go, okay, it is what it is. You can deal with it. You can get over it. One thing that Sam VaKnin said that is great, and it actually helped me to reaffirm that my strategy that I used with my ex that I described in the video earlier today is correct, is even negative supply is supply. So what I was doing was I was going, well, previously, I was going, well, she's a narcissist and I've been her empath and she's been using me, and she's been using me as a big, solid, thick, rubbery ego dildo. And I don't want to be used as a thick, rubbery ego dildo anymore. So I would say to her, listen, I don't like this relationship, I don't like your dishonesty, I don't like your double-handedness, the manipulation, and I'm not putting up with this anymore. And I would say that to her, and what would that do? Well, actually, it would create this histrionic drama, like, oh, you know, it's, I want to be with you, but because I'm Muslim and you're not, and you won't convert, and it would be this all of that is nonsense, by the way. It's some bullshit story. Religion has nothing to do with this, and it's all about narcissism. And she would go off, and then it would be some drama that she would make up, and she works in TV, and she's literally living her life like one of those god-awful daytime TV shows, you know, like the super dramatic ones that they show in Latin America, where everything is, oh my god, and ooh, and it's all fucking just drama, right? So he said even negative supply is supply. So I worked out about 6 months ago, she's feeding off my emotion. I actually got that from Patrice O'Neill and Dante Nero's conversations. They were saying, you know, someone feed off your emotion. They need your emotion to know where to bounce off to. Now, they were talking about narcissistic women in that context, but it applies to all narcissists. If you don't give them an emotional response, they can't, there's nothing to eat. So they've got to go elsewhere. So I would just, what I've been doing, as I said in the other video, very politely, yeah, I've missed you too, let's hang out. Oh, we should totally do lunch, darling. Oh, darling, we should do lunch, air kiss. And then I just fucking never turn up. Or, I don't not turn up and sack her off, but I get to the point where it's close, and I know in her head, when it's actually time to physically get in her car and come and meet me, she's stressed out and she wants to do other stuff. She doesn't really want to see me, she just wants to know that she could. Are you still there? Yes, I'm still here. Go on, you know, and then you can sack them off. So even negative supply is supply. So don't argue, shout. Don't take stuff that you've seen in these videos and go, I saw a video on YouTube and it said that you were doing this and I'm not going to put up with it anymore. Because that won't work. And also, that kind of hurts actually. I did my traps last night, fucking hell. In order to reconnect, another point from the Sam VaKnin video, in order to reconnect, he must re-idealize you and go back on his earlier assessment. So he needs to go back and say, this girl is not stupid, she's not a moron, she's not boring, she's actually very gullible and naive and unique, and that's why I need to see her, plus she needs me. That's my addition. Maybe I should breathe. He can't admit he was wrong. Okay, so he'll never admit he was wrong in the first place, so he creates a new narrative that contains the original content. I'm going to bring you a pop culture reference just to keep it tasty. I was watching an interview with Kanye West before that Strangest Dude HSB sent to me, and it's amazing. You can actually see somebody. I'm not suggesting Kanye's an abusive, malignant narcissist, but he's certainly a narcissist with delusions of grandeur and a messiah complex. And you can see him literally, you can watch him at work when people ask him difficult questions. Charlemagne, another rapper who's called Charlemagne, asks him questions and says, you know, why aren't you keeping it real in the hood, etc. And Kanye says, I am keeping it real, but I'm keeping it real in my way. And he reframes every question so that he looks good, so that he looks cool, so that he hasn't sold out, so that he hasn't gone back on the core values of what hip-hop is supposed to be, of what he's supposed to represent, of what he was doing when he first came out with that first hit single of Through the Wire. So he has to, but it's bullshit. It's all narrative that is just like, let me just make something up inside my head right now that allows me to hold on to my self-image and make me not seem like I'm as full of crap as I actually am. Okay. Sam VaKnin then moves into practical advice. He says this is how to respond. You've got to get over the dopamine release and the buzz that you get from the narc in all of my relationships with narcissists, because they're special, pretty, exceptional, exciting, interesting people, I would always, get a buzz from that, and it would feed my narcissism. Not that I'm a narcissistic. You can be narcissistic, adjective, without being a narcissist, noun. I know it's confusing, and I know it's like, people are like, what the fuck, this is so academic and complicated, but everybody has narcissistic tendencies. Even Gandhi had narcissistic tendencies. We'll get into that on another day. That's not to slam Gandhi, it's just, he understood, the guy understood the media, the guy understood marketing, the guy understood imagery. And him walking around in the robes with the stick, with the little glasses and all that, that was, I claim, theatre that served a purpose. A little bit of pop culture, I guess, kind of, Gandhi. Okay, so you've got to get over the buzz. There will be flattery there. Oh, this guy who's so exceptional, even though I know he's a dick, he's left me. Oh, he's abandoned, push-pull. Remember the push-pull dynamic of relationships? If somebody walks away from you, the idiot inner monkey goes, oh, precious resource, come back, even if they're a total dick. By virtue of them leaving you, it's like martial arts, it's like Tai Chi when you do roll hands. When they pull, you push, and it's like, fuck, I didn't even realise I was doing it, and before I know it, I'm being pulled into a throw and I'm off balance, right? So, you've got to get past your little dopamine hit, your dirty little high. And you've got to get past that. There'll be a sexual arousal thing there, usually, because a lot of these abusive relationships are, not always, but are frequently formed with a very intense sexual core. My last relationships, what kept me locked in is me being pulled around by my libido, shall we say. So, and then he says the best response is to ignore him. I would say do this politely. Be like indifferent, polite, keep batting the ball back. You remember I spoke about therapeutic ping pong in another video? So just do it back, but at the same level. And your core objective all the time is indifference, flatness, neutrality. They can't deal with it. They can't take where's my food? Where's the drama? Where's your emotion? And you're just like, no, it's okay, whatever you want. Oh, you can't meet me right now. Okay, cool. Oh, you want to see me right now? Okay, cool. And you just keep doing what you do without getting discombobulated, because it's your discombobulation that they feed off. Indifference is what the narcissist can't stand, was Sam VaKnin's one of his final points. And his final point, which is really important to remember, is he says, do not romanticize the narcissist. His remorse and his desire to engage in better behaviour and to treat you better is completely fake. It's all a shell game. It's all it's all a trick, a bait and switch. You know what shell games are. They do the game with the shells, and it's all a trick just to take your money. And the other thing is a bait and switch. In sales, a bait and switch is come over here and buy this product. If you give me $100, I'm going to give you this. Then you give me the $100, and I go, well, actually, there's none of them left, so we're going to give you this shit one instead. So all of the behaviour is fake. Narcissist's end goal is to feel good. That's it. Once you start grasping that, you can learn to defeat them, because they're not necessarily all that bright, and their strategies, as complex and as vile and deceptive as they seem, are actually quite transparent when you understand their key core objective is nothing more than ruled by their vanity and their arrogance, and they just want to feel good, and that's it. And once you've grasped that, then you know yourself, know the enemy, you will be successful in 1,000 battles. Who said that? I'm embarrassed to say, I can't remember. Whoever wrote The Art of War? I'm going to say Lao Tzu. I'm just going to go with Lao Tzu. I think that's from The Art of War. There you go. I tied it back into martial arts and warrior strategies for you again. So know yourself, know your enemy. You will be undefeated in 1,000 battles. Once you understand the enemy's prime objective is not all the words coming out of their mouth and what they're saying. I need to come back to the house because this is a true example. I am actually going to open that massage therapy school, and I need my physiology books, because I'm going to go and do that right now. And my physiology books, they're in your garage. And I was like, are you really going to do that? Take your fucking books and fuck off. There will be an excuse, but what they're saying has nothing to do with the intent. It's pure gangsterism. It's pure criminality, but at an emotional level. Okay. And breathe. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for your time and for your attention. And if you've got any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.